Putin appears to downplay concerns of his own finance minister who acknowledged a problem with Russia's energy revenues by saying the situation is absolutely stable in a televised interview.
Here's a summary of the article.
Vladimir Putin has shot down concerns of his own finance minister who acknowledged a problem with Russia's energy revenues, underscoring the damage done by Western sanctions to its economy. In a televised meeting chaired by President Putin through a video link, Anton Silvanov said on Wednesday that Russia's revenues from oil and gas have taken a hit, blaming deep discounts offered to countries following the Ukraine invasion. Appearing to downplay his finance minister's concerns, Mr. Putin said the situation is absolutely stable, and added that the lower revenues are due to voluntary cuts in oil production announced in coordination with OPEC+ partners. Mr. Silvanov said oil revenues plummeted by more than 50% in the first quarter of this year, causing a trade deficit. Russia has been forced to sell its crude oil at heavy discounts after Western sanctions to cut its revenues came into force, followed by G7-led price caps on Russian energy in December and February. Despite the sanctions, Russia has managed to sell its oil at over pre-war levels in the first quarter of this year, with Asian allies India and China contributing to almost 90% of its flows, according to Kepler. Its energy revenue has been slashed to Rs 2.2 trillion in the first 4 months of 2023, according to data from the Finance Ministry.
This post received a score of 8,600, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Russians and Europeans worked for decades to build trade. Putin destroyed their work because he's fixated on antiquated ideas of empire. Old loser.
And now that trade will never be even close to being on the same level. Europe surely won't buy our natural gas again, and we don't have much else to sell, so we don't have anything to build back that trust with.
Yup, Russia is fucked. Right in the ass.
While those two will probably lower their need by moving to renewables over time. While Russia's production costs are staying the same or probably even rising due to parts from the West being unavailable. Meaning the actual profits will become lower and lower. While all the companies that left due to the Ukraine war will probably not come back, or at least not at that level.
Russia is selling oil at a loss to China, India right now. Russia uses antiquated systems to extract oil which have higher cost per barrel, and China, India, while not abiding by Western price caps on Russian crude, are basically inadvertently abiding by Western crude price cap for how cheap they are buying it for. The more Russia sells to China, India, the deeper they are digging themselves financially for short-term cash flow. Russia has a prominently aged population, and they scared away 1-meter working age workers on top of 200k working age war casualties.
Everything is going according to schedule and in accordance with plan, with all tasks and objectives being met. As announced by Putin a month into the 3-day special military operation where Russians are hailed by Ukrainians as liberators for freeing them from Nazis. It's not like he just makes stuff up.
This operation, 3 days tops. SpongeBob narrator, 1 year later.
Rick and Morty mortified screaming.
It's simple, in and out, 3-day adventure. 16 months later.
Russian soldier surrenders to drone after his wounded comrade kills himself using a grenade. All according to plan. I remain a master strategist.
In absolutely stable decline. They're fixed it for you, Mr. Putin.
Our economy is as stable as anything in the history of Russia.
And I built a new palace on Lake Baikal. I don't see the problem.
Absolutely stable. I don't even need to hear the rest. Putin must be another one of those stable geniuses.
If someone has to tell you how stable they are, back the fuck away immediately.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Silvanov acknowledged a problem with energy revenues, attributing it to deep discounts offered following the Ukraine invasion. Putin downplayed the concerns, stating that the situation is absolutely stable, and that the lower revenues are a result of voluntary oil production cuts in coordination with OPEC partners. Some key points. Finance Minister Anton Silvanov expressed concerns about the impact of Western sanctions on Russia's energy revenues, citing a significant decline in oil revenues in the first quarter of the year. Russia's energy revenue for the first 4 months of 2023 was slashed to Rs 2.2 trillion, leading to a trade deficit of Rs 3.4 trillion as spending rose due to the fall in energy revenues.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.